Hello friends, one of our subscribers requested to show us the configuration of a Planet Modbus Gateway. So we have a setup over here. We have a Modbus 485 temperature and humidity sensor which is connected to the COM port 1 of a Planet Modbus Gateway. And this Planet Modbus Gateway is then connected via an Ethernet cable to the computer. Now we will log in to the Modbus Gateway. The factory default IP address is 192.168.0.100. So once you log into the device, you need to do the following settings. You can change the IP address of your choice, but we have kept the factory default IP address. You need to go to the COM settings. So as the device is connected to COM port 1, we have selected COM port 1, and you need to set the baud rate of the Modbus 485 device over here, the data bits and the stop bits and the parity bits. Once done, you need to submit it. Once the data has been submitted, you can see the data is saved onto the Modbus Gateway now, the configuration settings of the 485 device. Then in Modbus settings, you need to go to the slave ID. So here we have the device that is connected is an RTU slave, so we have selected it as an RTU slave. You can also connect RTU master, ASCII master or ASCII slave devices. It is connected to port number 1, and the slave ID start and slave ID end is actually the Modbus slave devices ID or slave ID. Once this is done, the device will be connected to the Modbus Gateway. To see if this is working, you can go to the COM state. Here you can see all the data that is being exchanged between the gateway. I'll just clear the RX and TX. You can now see the change in value. So the data is transmitting and receiving data. I'll also show you another software which is called as the ModScan. To check if we are able to receive the Modbus 485 data on Modbus TCP, we will be using a ModScan software. So the length is 2 because we have only 2 parameters. The device ID is 6. The parameters are shown in input registers, so we'll select input registers over here. We'll go to connections, connect. Here we have to enter the IP address of the gateway, which is 0.100. I'll click on OK. Now you can see here we are able to receive the Modbus register values. So which is 28.4 and 30.2. Here it is 28.2840 and 3020.